Yo, yo, yo. What's good, Facebook? This is your guy, Salam. And today, we in the backyard. Normally, you find me at the counter, but I have an opportunity to hang out with a good brother of mine and friend, author, Daniel Ali. And so we want to come in here and discuss a little bit about Mr. Ali's book. And you know, I'm going to pose a few questions to Daniel, and you guys, you are in on the live, you can chime in at any point during this live. If you have any questions for Daniel, feel free to ask. We are excited and we are motivated by the writing of this book. And I told Daniel, I purchased this book, and understand I just said the word purchased. I purchased this book from my friend Mr. Ali as of last week. And unfortunately, so much has been going on. I opened up the book yesterday, and the fortunate thing is I couldn't put it down. Dog, I started reading the stories, and the thing that I enjoyed the most about loving the game is the ability to be in the story. You know, like I can visualize, and it took me through different phases. So I'm very excited and looking forward to reading the rest of it. But my question to you, brother Ali, what was your motivation for writing Love in the Game and producing this publication, if I may ask?
Yeah, well, first, I appreciate you, Shalom, extending me this opportunity to be in front of your audience. I know you got quite a few followers that follow you, including myself. I'm one of them. Those of you who know. Those of you who don't know, Salam is the man for everything when it comes to essential health products, from shea butter to sea moss and elderberry and all of the good things, the oils and the incense.
They know I don't let y'all forget, right? I don't let you forget. Let's talk about your book, man. Let's talk about this book, Love in the Game. What's your inspiration? What was your motivation for producing this piece?
I have to say a big part of what inspired me to come up with the idea and actually put it down on paper and produce the book. My father was a big inspiration. I don't know if you noticed the dedication page. I actually dedicated the book to him and named his life was exemplary of someone who had all of the potential and talent that you could imagine that someone could have, intelligence and all of that, yet still that draw off the street.
Right.
You know, still fascinated by what was happening out in the street, right, and consumed by it. And so that even though, because he was brilliant, because he was a brilliant man who had tremendous potential, he became a star at what he did in the street. And he was very well known in the street for what he did. However, the end result was not so good.
Right.
You know. So,
no, I get it.
So for me, growing up that way, having a father who I knew who my father was, and had a relationship with him and with his family, but never the relationship that it should have been, as a son to a father.
Absolutely.
You know, I thank God, I thank Allah that I had a strong mother. My mother, she might be watching, I don't know, I hope she is. Mom, if you are, I love you. Strong mother who did what she had to do to stand in the gap for me.
Right.
And be a father and a mother, which you know is not easy for a woman, particularly when young men, when we get to that age, 13, 14, 15, we start feeling ourselves a little bit, and it becomes even more difficult. But she did the best she could, and she did a great job with it. But I would have to say my father was a big influence, a big inspiration for me in that. And then growing up here and knowing so many people here, and my experiences with other people in my family and friends in the street, and seeing how that life went. And
wait a minute. I don't want to take anything for granted. I know, but my audience may not know. Where did you grow up at? Where are you from?
I'm from Jersey City, Chilltown.
You from the Hill?
I'm from the Hill.
Okay, all right. We give him a pass, right? From the Hill.
I'm from the Hill.
Never ran, never will.
Never ran, never will.
Okay.
From Claremont to Bergen Avenue to Bidwell Avenue.
Okay. If I'm not mistaken, you have some family ties to the former mayor, Mr. Glenn Cunningham, am I correct?
That is correct. That is my, God bless him.
God bless his soul.
May Allah be pleased with him. Is my uncle. It's my mother's brother. My mother is the youngest of 9 children, the Cunninghams. There was 9 of them. And she's the baby of the whole group. And my Uncle Glenn was the next one. He was the youngest of all the boys. The only one younger than him was my mother.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. So that's some good history to have and good history to know. So we know
Orient Avenue. From Orient Avenue.
You know he must come from some good stock. You know he connected, my people. He got connects. So my next question, because as I was reading the book, so it's safe to assume that the characters in your book are based on true life stories and true life facts, and it's not just a fiction that you creating. Because I read some stuff in there, I'm like, get out of here. Did that really happen? And so you tell me now.
Well, you know, this is a work of fiction. I've taken great
Loving the game, y'all.
With that. But no, I would have to be honest. Yes, a lot of what is in the book actually happened. And people from Jersey City will be familiar.
All right.
Particularly those who were connected with the group that came up in the late 60s and early 70s, the Junie Moores and the Little Jameses and the Dave Rogerses and those guys.
Y'all, the street gangsters, y'all. You hear these names, these is good brothers, and you know what? Not to cut you off, because me and Mr. Ali, we're going to be producing the legendary show of the Jersey City Legends that took place in the street. And so look forward to that as we go more exclusive on these lives. So I want to jump into the next question before I forget, and hold that thought. What inspired you to write, listen y'all, Love in the Game? So I had a friend contact me. They was like, yo, dog, why your man name it Love in the Game? I thought it was like a basketball book. I was like, no. And so I'm asking you, what is the motivation for Love and the Game? Where did that title come from?
Well, you know, the story of the gangster in America has been told 101,000 times.
Right.
And always when it comes to the Latino or the black gangster, street hustler, it's always done in a very narrow perspective, always done from one view, a one-dimensional character who's just like an animal in the street.
Okay.
But what I wanted to do with Love in the Game was bring a little bit more of the humanity that exists in people, because everybody that's out here in the street is not just killers and thugs. These are human beings who have human frailties and have human feelings and emotions, and they deal with the same things that many of us deal with every day in life. And I wanted to show that part of him. So it's called Love in the Game because even though it talks about a lot of what happens in the street and what goes on in the street life, it's a love story. It's about a brother that's out there in the street doing his thing.
Okay.
But you know, he has a love interest. He has a woman that he's very much in love with, and she is the motivation and the catalyst for him wanting to change his life and to get out of that environment and seek a different way to live. So I wanted to show that connection. Y'all
hear that, y'all, right? Now, where do you get a book where you got a love story with gangsters, Jersey City involved? You know, everything out of Jersey City is gangster, especially from the particular era, from the 60s into the 70s and 80s. Yeah. That was a real finite, a very unique period of time for those of us who grew up in that era, and we can well appreciate it because now we've done lived, you know, a majority, half of our lives, most of us are in our late, well, not for me, maybe Daniel here, he's older than me. But I'm like in my early 40s and 50s, right? So
40s and 50s, which one?
Whatever y'all think. What y'all think? I say about I look like I'm in my late 30s or 40s,
I don't think I look too much older than you.
No, look at my boy. He got that shine. You know, he still got that curly hair. My joints jumped out a long time ago, but he's still trying to hold on to his pasture, you know. So, Daniel, my next question is, after Love in the Game, right, and y'all have to get this, you can order this, and Daniel's going to give you the instructions. This thing is on Amazon, right?
Yes.
Do you have any future works ahead?
Oh, absolutely. I'm one of the things I'm most excited about right now, I mean, that I'm really excited about, being that we're coming from this whole theme about Jersey City, and showing light on Jersey City and the talent and the abilities that are here. I'm working now on the first and only authorized autobiography of Cliff Perkins, who is the lead singer of the world famous Soul Generation from right here in Jersey City.
Generation, Jersey City.
Yeah, so we're working on
TP Pops.
on that book right now.
It's my guys.
And I'm hoping if everything goes as planned, it'll be ready to be published by December of this year, January of 2021.
But you know, before we even get there, we got to take care of this. See, any of you who follow me on Facebook, y'all know, and I'm gonna come to your questions. I see you, Qua. I'm late. He writes the book. Yes. That's Perkins' family. Yes.
Yeah.
He related to Tone and them.
That's my people.
Those
yeah,
is
no
people.
Doubt, no doubt.
Good stock.
Yeah.
Good genes. Right? Yes.
Daniel TP, if you're out there.
Daniel Ali is the author of Love in the Game. And so, you know, we just chimed in on this live, family, to find out the motivation. And, you know, Ali is my brother, my friend, and I definitely, you know, want to step up and support his effort. I delved into the book yesterday evening, and I couldn't take my eyes out of it till my eyes closed. And it's a great read. You'll feel like you're there in the story. And those of you from Jersey City who get an opportunity to read, and even those of you outside of Jersey City will get to experience some of the life and the flavor that took place in Jersey City. And like I said, it's not only a great read in terms of telling a gangster, it's a love story. It's a love story. Come on now. Y'all, is you kidding me? Like, where's love, man? People don't put love in the equation no more. It's a love story. Love in the Game.
You know, it's funny that you mentioned that, because I do know a lot of people who are not from or not familiar with the elements that we're dealing with don't realize that the street life or the hustle is often referred to as the game.
The game.
So
the game.
That's consequently where it's love and the game, because it's dealing with being in love but still immersed in the game, in the street life, in the hustle.
The game, right? The only way you can win is to not play at all. You ever
The
heard?
only way to win.
The only way you can't play. The game is no joke, right? So we got a few questions. A few people chimed in from the audience. Yes, my homegirl Talonda Griffin Ross.
Hey,
peace.
Talonda, what's going
Qua
on?
Howard, right. All right. Qua said, yeah, I know Ali.
Yes,
absolutely.
Yeah,
you
what
know,
you said about PS20?
Right, what you said about PS20.
Part of the PS20 family, that's right.
The PS20 family, right.
My daughter goes to PS20. Yeah.
Okay.
Shout out PS20.
Qua from St. Pastor, green uniforms and stuff, you know, Catholic school.
She down with the Blue Dolphins now.
Yeah, okay, well, she switched over. You know, Qua said she's gonna save that money. She ain't trying to spend no money for no grammar school education. Our parents was about that life. They wanted the kids to shine, and they did a great job by us. Well, I'm looking forward to your next publication. I myself look forward to working with Daniel, as some of you may or may not be familiar, that I too have wrote a script, and I'm gonna drop my drink pretty soon, and I'm waiting for the perfect time. And see, I'm about time, and I'm never in a rush. Never in a rush. And when it drops, you know, me and this brother gonna go on this journey, because it's rare that you find, I won't call it rare, let's say this. It's a beautiful thing when you can find people you can hook up with and make things pop. Y'all can bring your dreams into fruition, and it's tight, all right? So I'm looking forward to doing work with Daniel. I might have him take a look at my joint, edit it, get his opinion on it before I drop that drink. But meanwhile, we're going to stay promoting Love in the Game. Mr. Daniel Ali, great cover. Where does the cover inspiration come from?
Well, the work it was actually done for me by a young lady named Laura from Kosovo,
right,
in Europe, and she is a graphic artist that I came across. She works for a company called Fiverr, and I came across her. I had the idea of the image. If you notice the image, you see the gentleman there. He's got an umbrella because it's raining blood on him, because that's the lifestyle,
right?
You know, the violent life that he's immersed in.
Right,
so
good.
He's under that umbrella because he's trying to find shelter from that lifestyle.
Bro, let's make a movie.
Hey.
Bro, I'm seriously. Let's make a movie. Let's get the phones out, get the good camera, and start taking these ideas and putting them up in the media. What y'all think? You think we can do it? You think we can pull this off? Right? I think so.
I think we can.
I think we can pull it off. Where could the good audience find Loving the Game?
It's for sale right now on Amazon. It's on Barnes & Noble. It's on Google Play. All you need to do, if you go to Amazon, though, which is my preferred retailer at this point, just go in and type in Loving the Game by Daniel Ali. It'll pull up. If not, we'll make sure, Salam, that we put a link in after this,
Right.
so that anybody that's interested, can go right to the link, and it'll take you right to the page. I would appreciate the support, any of you that are interested. I've been getting a lot of good feedback from a lot of people. The reviews have been really good so far, and I'm encouraged. I'm excited. It's an opportunity to show people that Jersey City does have talent. That there's talent here. There's a lot of rich history here. A lot of people who a lot of people don't know about, but who should know about, particularly these younger people in Jersey City today, need to know the history of where we come from. People like my Uncle Glenn,
Right.
and the work that he did. Because it's not just about the street. I don't want to seem like I'm glorifying the street life. In fact, we know that that's not the way to go. But we do understand why so many brothers get caught up in that lifestyle. But we understand that that's not the way to go. But at the same time, those brothers that are out there, these are not individuals that are stupid or dumb. These are brilliant young men in many cases. They're very intelligent, and they bring that intelligence to the only field that they have available to them. That's when you bring in the people like the Jamaican Jeffs and the Junie Moores and the Dave Rogers and those brothers, even the brothers in the later times like Peter Barnes and those. This is what it's about. These are brilliant young men who could have, given the right opportunity, done a lot of different things, but just didn't realize that they had what it took to get those things done in this society. So hopefully, nobody will take this as a glorification of that lifestyle. In fact, it's to show you what not to do, because I look at my father's life for what it was, and I can do it without any, I don't feel any kind of shame or embarrassment about it, because he was a good man. He did the best that he could do with what he had to do to deal with at the time. But, I saw the end result of his life. So if nothing else, his life was an example for me of what not to do and how to steer clear of those traps and those pitfalls. So hopefully that's what you'll get from it.
Hey, listen, Facebook family, it's always my pleasure to bring and share with you guys the things that's great going on in my life, the great people that's going on in my life. And that's what I did today. I brought to y'all my brother, my friend, author of The Love in the Game, Mr. Daniel Ali. Again, a great read, love story, gangster, chronicles Jersey City, Jersey stand-up. And I definitely want you guys to be able to go out and support my good brother, because we all we need. The hashtag, Buy Black Rampage, selfism, and let's stay promoting and pushing our efforts towards making us a success. So Mr. Ali already gave it to you. Amazon. What's the other one, brother?
Barnes & Noble.
Barnes & Noble.
Google Play.
Google Play.
It's out there.
It's on all the platforms.
It's out there.
You see it? Loving the Game is on all the platforms. That's all we need. Just give us a chance to get in the game and watch us shine. Listen, Facebook family and friends, share this drink right here with your brothers and sisters, your co-workers, your neighbors. Loving the Game. Y'all know where I'm at. I'm still at 155 Sterling Avenue. We are open. We're back in business. I'm still doing the pull-up on the curbs. Still the CMOS boss. Still elderberry syrup on deck. Oils, incense, lotions, body. You already know the deal. So this is your guy Salam. I'm with the good brother Daniel Ali. If anything else you want to chime in, Mr. Ali, before we pull out this deck?
I just wanted to say to all of my friends and my family who have been extremely supportive of me, I want to say thank you for buying the book and for reading it and giving me your serious, honest critiques, which have all been so positive. I want to say big shout out to my sister, Nikki Taylor. That's my girl. Without her, a lot of this wouldn't have been possible. She put together all of my promotion. She's been helping me to get she's actually been instrumental in helping me to get out there where I'm going to go through some processes with actual publishers to possibly get picked up by a major publisher. So I'm thankful for her for that. To my mother for all of the things she's done for me, and my Auntie Elaine from Jersey City.
Auntie Elaine was chatting. The one that had you at the house doing work the other day.
The one that had me at the house doing work.
That's
the other
right.
day.
Put him to work. Put him to work. He's still spry.
It's always it's an honor and a pleasure, and it's a labor of love. To my children, Halima, Sharif, Isabella, and my grandchildren, Kavi, Molly, and my new grandson, Bashir, who was just born 5-6 days ago. So, thank you all for all your support. I appreciate it very much, and hopefully we keep it going.
Absolutely. So again, y'all, we gonna get on out of here. I see a couple of y'all coming in. Those of you who chimed in late, I am with my brother and good friend, author Daniel Ali. He's the author of Love and the Game. And I definitely hey, peace, Carlos. What's happening, dog?
Coach, that's shout out to Jersey City Department of Recreation.
Jersey City
people.
He worked for the rec department, y'all. It's not his fault. He needed a job that time.
But Coach Carlos, Noel, Ann Sullivan, La Fragola, who else? Gloria Venegas, Coach Noel, Coach Guillermo, Sharif.
No too many people, man.
Flash.
Ooh. One time.
Everybody.
One time.
Everybody.
Damian Miller, what's up? Hey guys, peace, Carlos, what's happening? So, yeah, that's it. You know, we can stay on the live.
Sabrina Harold, what's up?
Sabrina, what's popping with you, bro? I'm sorry, Sabrina, I'm just talking.
That's my girl from Recreation too, Sabrina.
Okay,
Good
Sabrina,
people.
what's good? So, yeah, family, those of you chimed in late. I'm sitting here talking with good friend and author, Mr. Daniel Ali. I had a couple other questions, and I wanted to ask them. They just came to my mind before they chimed off. Now, I know a little bit about your past, being that we are friends, and discuss how we met. Let's discuss the situation of how me and Mr. Ali met.
From Ocean Avenue, you talking about?
From Ocean Avenue.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, I'm very much, anybody that knows me, and Sabrina is one of those, if she's on it, she knows, I like to wear oils. I'm very much into...
Smell good.
You know, high quality imported oils. And, you know, brother had a shop on Ocean and Woodlawn, and I was riding by one day and I saw him out there setting up his wares and everything. And it's my Uncle Frederick. Peace, Frederick.
Peace, Mr. Taylor.
I saw him setting up his wares out there, so I pulled over just, you know, to check and see. And it's funny because, you know, I move off of vibrations, and so does Salam. So I got good vibes from him. I could feel it from the beginning. Mr. Harvey Smith, how you doing, brother?
That's my homeboy, House Smith.
Oh, House Smith.
Where your glasses at, Ali?
Right here. I need them, too.
Put his glasses on, House.
Sorry, House. Peace to you, too. I stopped in and, you know, purchased some oils or what have you, and, you know, conversation started off 2-3 minutes here, 4 minutes there. Next time a little bit longer. Next time a little bit longer. Before we knew it, I'd go there to buy some oil, and we'd be sitting in there for 2 hours just talking.
Just kicking it.
Just talking.
Like Goodfellas.
Just talking about everything, you know, from life and as fathers, you know, our experiences as fathers raising our children. And
absolutely.
Dealing with all of the things that you deal with that out here in this environment, because it's not easy. It's not easy, and I know that. And I know a lot of brothers and sisters are struggling, trying to make things happen. And you get frustrated, but you know what? You just got to keep pushing. You just got to keep working, because every day is a new day. And as long as you're alive, you got a chance to do better.
Right. So, yeah, y'all heard it. Me and Mr. Ali met. And he did the pull-up on the curbside, and he needed the good, smell good. So I looked at him, and I felt like, oh, he looked like a quality brother. So I pulled out the importy. I gave him the importy, and he was sold. And from that point on, yes, we developed a kinship and kindred spirits. You, like myself, are practicing Muslims, and we practice 2 different philosophical views of Islam,
which has never been a problem for us.
But it's never been a problem for us. Just chime in and discuss some of that and some of your previous history. I know that you at one point moved from Jersey City to live in Atlanta.
I lived in Atlanta for many years. Yes, I did. I went through all high school and everything that I got. Atlanta is as much a home to me as Jersey City is, actually. Now, I got my mother's there, my sister, my oldest daughter, and two of my grandchildren are there. I have uncles and I have cousins there, and a lot of good friends. I saw Leslie Arnold on here. She was one of my very good friends. Her and her brother from high school, you know, they're from New York and I was from Jersey. So naturally we gravitated to one another when we were in Atlanta, and that friendship lasted for years and remains today, and I'm very happy with that. And their mother, Yvonne Williams, she was treated me like a son, you know what I mean? And I was always welcome there. So yeah, I lived in Atlanta. I have a lot of friends and family there, and you know, I actually began to study Islam in Atlanta. I came into the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad as taught by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in Atlanta at Mosque number 15, which was located at that time on at 880 Martin Luther King, which is downtown in the West End, just a few blocks down from the AU Center, Morehouse and Spelman.
Okay.
So I began to study the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and
so did you wear, no disrespect, did you wear the bow tie?
Every day.
He had the bow tie, family.
Every day.
You know, if you know you're not official in the NOI if you ain't got the bow tie.
And I sold final calls and bean pies.
Those was the real bean pies though, right? Y'all know that, right? Them bean pies they make now, they to an ass, right? I need a vegan bean pie, but, well, beans are vegan, but at the end of the day, I need the bean pies that the nation used to produce in the 80s.
And the thing about Atlanta, we had a minister at the time. His name was Minister Van Muhammad. And you want to talk about a hustler. This brother was a straight up hustler.
Straight.
I mean, one of the things I learned from him was when dealing with sales, he told me, and I'll never forget, he said, whatever you're selling, I don't care what your product is, you're really only selling one thing ever.
Right.
Yourself.
You're selling yourself.
And that's it.
Right.
If you can do that, he said you can sell ice cubes to Eskimos. And
okay.
He was right. And he taught us, the group of young brothers that we had, he taught us how to develop that kind of mentality and go out there and make a living for ourselves the same way many of us got out there and did.
Hello? That was a phone call. Listen, I got a lot going on. I got beautiful news. My father just came through surgery and he survived it. My father's 91 years old. And right now I'm in celebration mode. I'm a little teary-eyed, but you know, I'm getting through this. And thank you for, you know, my friends like Mr. Ali here and the support of all of you out here who've been having your prayers. Thank you so much. Let's continue our interview. We were discussing Mr. Ali's time in ATL under the guidance of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, taught by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And it's a very prevalent time because I remember for myself, the first teachings I came across was from the Ansar. And I think I might have been in 1981, 82. My brother Salim, Kevin Goines, brought home a book, you know, like a magazine with some Ansar information in it. And, you know, I read about it. I sat it down. It wasn't something that piqued my interest, but what I thought was dope, I was like, well, damn, at least it's the image of some black people now as prophetic and spiritual and holy people. You know, it was a great change from what I had learned in Catholic school or what I have seen on television and so on and so forth. So, you know, that experience for me led me down several paths of wanting to know more and getting to the knowledge of myself. So walk me through that part of the journey from you. What led you in the direction of the Nation of Islam to get involved in the movement?
Well, I think, you know, I was fortunate that I was still very young. I was only, I believe, 22 when I turned to the truth as given by Minister Farrakhan, or as we say, called us out of darkness. I was at a point, where it could have gone bad for me.
Right.
You know, I was at a crossroads in my life, and I was becoming a father for the first time, and I was in a position where I had to, if I made the right decision, I could be okay, and if I made the wrong decision, it could have gone the other way.
Right.
And so, again, my father's life had a tremendous impact on me, and the decisions that he made that led him in the course that he went in, which was full throttle in the game and the drug culture, and what that, you know, ended up for him being dead at 42 years old, you know, never having seen even one of his grandchildren, leaving, you know, many people behind him to mourn his loss and his passing, and so much unfulfilled in what could have been and should have been a very productive and positive life. So those experiences weighed heavy on me, and I had a strong backing from my mother and my family members. So I had what was there in me, you know. So when I heard the message of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, it it illuminated things for me,
Right.
and it animated me because it put me on the course to moving positively,
Right.
to recognizing that, you know, whatever my condition was and whatever the causes of it were irrelevant, because I was responsible to change it.
Also, I know, real briefly, you had a stint when I guess you moved back to Jersey,
Yeah.
and you worked for the Departments of Correction,
Yeah.
In Jersey City, at Kearney.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Kearney.
Hudson County.
Hudson County
Hudson
Corrections. Tell me about that experience.
That was a tough period for me. It was tough for me because by the time I did go and start working at the Department of Corrections, I had already began to study Islam, so I was already a Muslim. So it was difficult for me to buy into the philosophy that a lot of them taught and teach in corrections and in law enforcement in general, where black and Hispanics are viewed as subhuman. And they're all pieces of crap, or they're inmates, and you know, a lot of the, you know, this is the mentality that a lot of people feel that they need to be able to go into that environment and be successful. I couldn't swallow that. I had a hard time with that. My father had gone to prison. My father had been in jail. Many of my friends, people I grew up with, people who I used to stick my feet under their parents' table and eat food, who I knew growing up were locked up and incarcerated in Hudson County Jail. So if inmates are all pieces of crap, then that means my father was a piece of crap.
Right.
That means that all my friends, and these are people who I knew were good people who I hung out with, who I did
Right.
things with. And the only
Right.
difference was that at a certain point I went left and they went right.
Right.
And that's how it ended up.
Right. I get exactly where you're coming from, because I mean, I've been on the other side of law enforcement. I've been in the county. I was just visiting, guys. I don't do nothing. I never did nothing that I had no business doing to nobody who didn't deserve. No, seriously though, I met some great officers, and I knew brothers who.
And didn't we actually have an encounter at some point? We didn't realize until
Right.
recently.
I observed you because in jail, prison, and any place where the gates close and you don't have the freedom to walk or come and go, your greatest tool and gift in that place is observation. So you have to observe your environment. And I used to observe how Mr. Ali dealt with inmates and how they interacted with him on the basis of the way he gave man their humanity. You understand what I'm saying? Like he just expressed, he didn't look at the inmate as a piece of crap or someone who, deserves to be in here, so on and so forth. So yes, I got a chance to observe that. And I myself, whenever I had to go into them kind of places, I did my time and I bounced. I didn't make trouble for the correction officers. I didn't intermingle with all type of inmates. Like, jail is a place where you put on ice, and it's a place for that you're gonna go in there and reflect, pray you get out, and you make it home alive. You understand what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't come out from these places. So, I keep that in mind. So you spent ample time. You went from Jersey City You spent time in Atlanta. Tell us a little bit about your background in your education.
I went all through high school, went to college. I went to Georgia State University. I went to Howard University.
Georgia State, Howard University. See what education do for you? How you writing books? Let's talk about it.
And I come from a family of educated people. Everybody, just about in my family, are all college educated people.
Right.
Which was also it was paradoxical for me, I think I would say, growing up, because, I came from people that were educated and
Wait a minute, he tried to get that off, y'all. He said paradoxical. Now come on, dogs. Like, my audience don't know what paradoxical mean, bro. What's the paradox now?
Well, it was two conflicting points.
All right,
of
two conflicting points.
On one hand, I had educated, well-rounded, respected, quote-unquote, upright people.
Right.
And on the other hand, I saw the street element.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I was exposed, and I think it was a movie. There's a movie that talked about it, and that really tells it to the heart. I think it's Bronx Tale. Talks about two educations.
Loving the game.
And which is what I had. I had the ability, I had the fortune of having two educations.
Right.
One in the classroom and one on the street.
Right.
So I hung out in the street. I was there. I can't lie. My poor mother, if she knew some of the things that I was doing,
He was wilding.
As a young man, I'm sure she would be shocked. But I mean, I tell anybody now, the first job I ever had in my life, quote unquote, I was about 10 years old, and I don't know if you remember, those who are old enough remember the bar on Ocean and Ocean and Orient, where Snake Davenport and all of them used to hang out down the block from Andy's. When everybody knows Andy's grocery store, but how many people knew Andy was really a bookie who ran numbers for the Genovese family in Hoboken with Peter Caparini and these others. But I knew it, and we ran those slips and we did things, myself and my friend Kenny from Claremont Avenue, and you got $5 for this and $2 for that, $10 for this. So 1977, 76, I'm 10, 11 years old, and I got $75, $80 in my pocket every day.
Right.
It was pretty good for back in those days. You know? And so what do? Of course, we go get the path and we go uptown. We go to Times Square. We go uptown. We go 149th Street.
Right.
You do what kids do.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And so I saw both of those. So I saw the value in both lifestyles.
Right.
And fortunately, I was able to draw on the strength of the community that I had to make the right decisions at the right time.
Well, listen, y'all. I am chilling with my big bro, my homeboy, my friend, Mr. Daniel Ali, right? Loving the game. This is the topic. We're discussing some of the background of my brother. You can find this publication on, what are they again?
Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Google Play, Goodreads. It's everywhere.
Goodreads.
It's on all the platforms.
It's everywhere, right? Loving the game. It tells you about the game and love. It's a love story, y'all. Street story and the love. You get me? So I need all of y'all to go out to support my good brother Daniel Ali. I want any of y'all guys that's out there in the live, if you want to chime in and ask any questions, feel free to do so. We got a couple more minutes on this live feed. Salam, I would like to present the opportunity for Mr. Ali to be a part of my audience. So I see a lot of you guys that came in. I know I got y'all. Y'all thought this was at the counter, but it's not. It's in the backyard. This is the new joint in the backyard. So we're sitting again with Daniel Ali, loving the game. I want you guys to go out here and support this, right? We just said it before. Buy Black Rampage. The hashtag. We all we need. Let's make sure that we get out and support each other. Hey, Mo, what's going on with you? Let's get out and support Mr. Ali in his piece. And in closing, we spoke about earlier, you have some future works. We also talked about sitting down and producing our own podcast with to talk with some of the the men who grew up in the neighborhood in our time, some of them who have the street element background, some men who faced, several years in prison who finally made it home, and hear some of their stories so we can get the legendary status on each of these people.
We're going Junie Moore first, right?
Right, we looking for the legendary, the big bro, Mr. Junie Moore. Then we're going to turn around. We're going to reach out to my homie, Jamaica.
Yep.
And then we're going to reach back
Hassan,
and we're going to get
James.
to Little James, Hassan. So we like to talk to our brothers who have faced certain trials and tribulations and still came out on the other side, or how they survived them. I think it's stories that we'd be interested in. We want to keep our city on the map and relevant to hear the stories amongst us. So again, if you got anything left to say there, I got it, y'all. Loving the game.
I think I see my aunt Aisha there. I want to
Auntie.
say Assalamu alaikum. That Zamzam water that I brought to you today was given to me from her last pilgrimage to Mecca.
What? This lady here?
Right here, Hajj Aisha. Hajj Aisha.
Oh, thank you so much.
She's a beautiful, beautiful person.
Thank you
Always
so much.
supportive of me.
Coach C, salam alaikum. What's going on, Aki? I hope all is well. We sitting here with the big bro, Daniel Ali. We discussing his chumpy, loving the game. You got to get this hit.
Coach C, that's my brother.
You know? Yeah, he need this book. We put it in the library, right? This joint is a love story, see? This is a love story. It's about the game. Climb right now because I got the good news already. So
Shukran.
we're gonna stay involved in producing those things that
By the
come
way,
out
too,
our spirit.
Sister Aisha,
Right.
her brother is Blue Lovett from the Manhattan.
From the Manhattans, he
Yeah.
slow, he sing.
Blue Lovett, the leader of the group. Remember, let's just kiss and say goodbye and all
Nah,
that.
he think I'm old like him, y'all. I don't know who these people be. I just grew up with New Edition, dog.
Oh, man, it wouldn't
I
have
don't
been
know
no New
what
Edition
you're
if it wasn't
talking
for the
about. No
Manhattans.
Manhattans or the Shy Lights and stuff. I don't listen. I'm not from that time. You dig? Don't bring me all the way to the senior citizen building without a care pack. You know what I'm saying? Listen, y'all. I see y'all still coming in, and hey, if y'all want to we can sit here and go, because this is all me and Ali do anyway, is we talk smack, crack jokes, and when he get philosophical, I listen. I never get philosophical. I'm always in cut up mode, The only philosophy I got is at the counter. That's where I philosophize at, right? Nah, seriously, y'all. The book is dope. And my girl Mo said her book is next, and we got you. You come on the live, Mo. You already know what it is. You Woodlawn. You from Woodlawn.
Reach out if you need
You know how
any
we
help
do?
with getting it published. If you need
Anything. We all peoples, man. We all we need. We never had to go outside of anywhere else for what we needed. We had it amongst ourselves. That's all we need. We are each other's connect and network. But let's stay on subject. Loving the game, y'all. Daniel Ali, please reach out. Y'all already know. Hit me in the inbox. If y'all need this book, Daniel got them on deck. I can go reach and grab and you can come. It's at the low price of, what's the?
$16.99.
This is $16.99, $20. I get my $3 off the top, because if I sell it,
Yeah.
that's what we doing. But real talk, y'all, I need y'all to support my big bro.
We do 15.
We do 15. He just said 15.5. Mr. Ali think I got lawyers on deck to negotiate my chat. If I sell this book for $15, I want $8 off the book. You kidding me? It's at the counter with Salon. You must be kidding. Look, loving the game, y'all. Real talk. This is what it is. Right? I'm bringing you yours. See, absolutely. Salute. Oh, peace. Barry G, what's happening, doggy? Everybody's good here on this side. Mr. Ali, anybody want to do some background? Again, you already know how to reach me. I'm Scott Goines on Facebook, 155 Sterling Avenue. You can reach out. We got everything you need on deck on your health practitioner process. I am coming live with y'all right now with Daniel Ali and talking about his new publication. This is first, but it won't be his last. So I need all of y'all to get out and support this piece. Hit me in the inbox and you can come get yours, and I'll drop it right to your doorstep early. Anything important, Daniel?
No, sir. Just thank you to everybody for your support. I really appreciate it. It's very humbling for me to get the level of support that's been shown. I'm very, very, very fortunate, and thank you all very much. I appreciate it.
Hey, that's it. That's it for us. Me and Daniel about to go chop up some of this food over here. The kids they cutting up in the background, and we gonna go and take it down and have a great evening. Listen, y'all, I appreciate my people out there. Y'all know Salam is here with y'all, and I see y'all, at the counter. Coming soon, hashtag we all we need. Hashtag Buy Black Rampage. One love, everybody. Peace.
Peace.
Peace. Omar wants the book, and I got the oil.